So what happens, like how you connect yourself with a FELD Friday evening session on a Friday morning? Like what goes on in your head?
In my head goes that
Be
I have
honest.
taken
Be honest.
yeah, I have taken the responsibility, and I should post, but still I feel that what is required, that I am not putting 100%, I am not putting.
Mm-hmm.
Only I have taken the responsibility of Friday meeting, but to run a group means I should be active more,
Mm-hmm.
and some strict rules should be made and it should be followed, whether people like it for me or not. I discussed with Vasu sir also. Sir, nowadays people are not coming, so many promotion are going on, so he said that you just delete it for everyone, and right, if you want to promote the things, you have to attend 2 meetings of the Friday field. So this I am thinking, but there something is in my mind, as I am taking the hard step, will lose the people, so it goes in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
being a very soft hearted lady. So somewhere it's a blockage also for me. I should
Mm-hmm.
be more disciplined if I have taken the responsibility. From Monday to Sunday I should be active, that I'm not doing, so the interest of people is getting down. So some improvement is required in me also, being the admin, that I feel.
So there are other admins also in the group.
Yes, sir. Uh, 5 to 6 people are there. No one is. I have not seen anyone coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
Only Sakchi. Some of the time, if I don't host, she's there to look after the. Apart from them, you are there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is.
I am not an admin. I only watch.
You are not the admin, but still you are doing a lot of support to me and others. You are not the admin, I know.
Had I been admin, तो अभी जितने admins हैं सबको मैं निकाल देता था.
Hmm.
वासु खुद निकल गया
Yes.
ना, मैं निकलता नहीं, मैं सबको निकाल देता और उनको डायरेक्टली उनको बोलता कि इफ यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड जस्ट लीव द
So that
ग्रुप. that
I
that's why we
should
are
be.
recording this session and I'm absolutely clear about it. If you do not think that this group belongs to you, you being the admin, you don't deserve to be the admin and just leave the group.
Hmm.
You have no role to play. If you do not find any role for you to play in the group, you don't need to stay in the group. किसी ने आपको पकड़ के थोड़ी रखा है कि आप रहो 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 रहो. So I'll share a very powerful concept tonight. The- Like why I am so straight when I'm talking this. See, no, you are not going to leave anybody by the way, and people are not going to leave anybody. One thing you should always be clear, like this is I'm telling you from many of my experience by reading many books on leadership. People come for a reason and for a season. People come for a reason and for a season. The moment the reason is over and the season is over, they left. So they either leave or sometimes they just stay around. पता नहीं कब दोबारा सीजन आ जाए. ना तो वही एक रीजन रहता है स्टे अराउंड. पता नहीं कब कौन सा सीजन आ जाए. So this is the hard truth that people come in your life for a reason and for a season. So it's better to talk to them directly that what is the reason that you are here and when you want to participate in the sessions or what is the reason that you do not want to participate in the session. You be very clear about it. It is not something that if you're an admin of the group, you have certain responsibilities. You cannot deny that. The same role that you play being admin of your own groups. If you're an admin of this group also, it is being expected of you with the same role, with the same responsibility. People expect it. It's not that somebody made you admin. You chose to be an admin. So let me take a picture of this. So I would ask a very interesting question tonight. And this question is something which is going to transform your life forever after tonight. I promise you. You know, what is the difference? What is the difference between an employer and an employee? Very common question. Very common question. What is the difference between an employer and an employee?
Employer means the person, I mean the industry or the organization has hired someone to work in his organization,
Hmm.
and employee is I'm willing to work in some organization.
Okay.
Aniki,
Can I
what's
have
the
some more
question?
input?
Yeah, yeah. What's the
What is the
question?
difference? What is the difference between an employer and an employee?
Okay. Employer
Em-
is a person. Yeah.
so employer is a person who creates opportunity for employment for other employees. And
Mhm.
employees are people who are putting up their hours, working hours to create the products and services for their employer.
Good. Yeah. Anybody else with any other concept? With any other thoughts? See, what is your thought? You just share. You know, whatever you think. What is coming to your mind right now? You don't need to logicize that he is such a yay galat. Whatever is coming to your mind is what you think is a role of an employee or an employer. Yeah. Some more inputs, please.
So employee is a person who works or for remuneration or for a paid salary, and he contributes his a part of it. And the employer is something who hires the employee to fulfill his objective.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Let me reframe the question. Yes, Samina.
Yes, good evening, and everyone. I feel that the employer earlier was a leader who led
Mhm.
the employees and his entire organization. But seeing today's scenario, it is he leads and he takes everyone with him, along with him, not taking them as employees, but have to treat them in a fair manner. And then everyone is a leader. So it's not that leader and the followers are different. Today, it's an equal partnership. But just because of remuneration and other things, we say employer and employee.
Okay, so we are only focused on these two words right now, employer and employee. No leader, no follower. Okay. So let me put the rather reframe this question. What is the difference between uh, self-employed and an employer?
Self-employed means the person who is whole and sole owner of his business and is working for his own.
Mhm.
And employer is a person who is delegating tasks, getting things done from the group of people. I think that's the difference.
So self-employed is an employer also.
Because
Then what's the difference?
Yes, he can outsource it, but not exactly. He's a self-employed. Yeah, he can be.
So when you say that I'm self-employed, what do you mean by that? You are an employee or you are an employer?
Employer.
Employer.
As of now,
Okay.
he's not an employer, but he's working on his own business. He's a sole person.
Mm-hmm.
He may be outsourcing his own business from elsewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but he's the sole person who is doing it.
Okay.
He cannot be an employer. Yeah, he can be employer, but as of now, as a self-employed, self means a person, single person who is employed in
In
his
that
own
case, in that case, who is that person? He's an employer or he's an employee? क्या है?
employer. Simple, yeah.
Employer. और उसके बिजनेस में वो खुद ही एम्प्लॉय है.
Yes, you can say that.
That's what self-employed means, right? Okay. Now let me ask you this question very clear. What is the difference between a self-employed and a business owner?
Both are same, just a gimmick of words.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm.
No, I feel self employer is one who only works for his purpose, for his business, and the businessman has a team, and he makes others work, delegates work to the others. So there's a difference between self-employer and the businessman.
I'm saying self-employed and business owner. The word are different.
Okay.
Self-employed, business owner.
Seems like
No,
a self-employer, seems like a freelancer.
self-employed. अभी employed की बात हो रही है. Self-employed and business owner. See, there is a concept. See, people make money in four ways. Okay, or there. If you go back to almost say 30-35 years ago, there was a book which was written by a gentleman called Robert Kiyosaki, and the book was Cash Flow Quadrant. And in the cash flow quadrant, he talked about four ways of making or earning money. The first one was obviously employee. So 95 to 96% people are in that category. Employee, followed by self-employed. Like now you are your own boss. So that is the difference. So when you are an employee, somebody else is your boss. If that boss says JOB, just obey boss. So your job is to just obey boss. That's why you're an employee. That's why you get paid. You don't follow your boss, they will ask you to leave. So when you don't want to work under a different boss, then you become your own boss. That's the second choice. खुद का boss बनो. So that is self-employed. So now you are your boss, and whatever you are telling yourself, you have to do it. No, you can't deny that. If you deny it, then it's not going to work for you, right? Then comes the third category, which is business owner. So like people who own business, like business owner is primarily categorized the way that that person is only focusing on a top level of people. He's just telling them what to do, and the others are just doing. That's a business owner. And the fourth one is investor. Investors क्या करते हैं वो भी नहीं करते. They have a lot of money and they invest their money. Invest in a business, invest in a they are venture capitalists kind of people. They have crores of money. They just invest. So these are the four ways you make money. So I'm talking about two quadrants right now. One is self-employed, one is business owner. And what is the difference between a self-employed and a business owner? दोनों के केस में मालिक आप ही हो. When you are self-employed, you are the malik, you are the owner. When you're a business owner, you are also the owner of the business. What is the difference between a self-employed and a business owner? आज आप लोगों को बहुत अच्छी ज्ञान मिलने वाली है. And I'm going to that will transform your life for the rest of your life. I assure, I promise you. तो समझने के लिए हमें ये समझना पड़ेगा. What is the difference between a business owner and a self? Self-employed is also employed. There's some kind of employment is associated. Just think over it and just come up. See, whatever is coming to your mind, just share. You don't need to be accurate about it.
Business owner is a big vision, which for which he forms a team and takes a team along with him to fulfill that vision. To and he has a stakeholders to satisfy. So he has more responsibility than a self-employed person.
Okay. Yes, others.
Yes, self-employed is only answerable to himself, whereas the business owner is answerable to himself and his team because he takes them along with him, and he has, as I said earlier, delegated work, whereas the self-employed delegates work to himself and he only fulfills it. So he's the employed and the employee and the
Okay.
employer.
Mhm. Fantastic. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Mm.
Don't keep it in your mind. Just speak out. Okay. Good. So सब सोच रहे हैं क्या बोलूं जो भी बोलूंगा पिनाकी कुछ और बोल देगा. But that's it. This is whatever I'm saying is according to my perception of the world, my model of the world. So you don't need to agree or disagree with me. Now listen to this statement very carefully. What I'm going to share right now. The biggest difference between a business owner and an employee or a self-employed is like whatever I'm going to say. You ask yourself which role do you play in your life. Okay. Business owner owns the business and he manages the business. And other categories which I talked about, the employer or the self-employed, they are business operators. And many of us we think that I'm a business owner when you leave an organization and you start something on your own. That you own the business, you're made of business. Ask yourself, are you a business owner or a business operator? And we will do a discussion on this tonight. Business owner manages the business. Even if it is a network marketing business, the concept that is all about becoming a business owner. You become a business owner when you even go for a network marketing business. They call it business owner. I'm a business owner. This is business owner. So you become a business owner. You're starting something of your own. You're becoming a coach or whatever. Ask yourself, are you a business owner or a business operator? Business operator does everything for a business other than managing it. They're workers. They live their life like workers. Ask yourself, are you living a life like a worker, a business operator, or a business owner? So let us get into a little detail in this. It all starts with mindset. So we'll talk about business owner first, followed by business operator. Like many of you are thinking about starting something on your own, but for some reason, either you are on it or you are not on it. Or when you are on it, you discover that there are many areas that needs to be addressed, and you are the only person who is handling. You are not finding enough resources to delegate those activities. As a result, जो आपका की चीज है जहाँ पे आप best हो, the person, the purpose, the passion which drove you to start something of your own, taking that risk, you are unable to fulfill on it because you are doing everything else rather than following that passion. Yes, passion when you are starting that activity. Listen to this carefully, this distinction. It starts with mindset. A business owner thinks strategically, focuses on long-term growth and wealth creation and systems. Systems. I'm talking. Last six letters are very, very important. Systems. They think strategically, they focus on long-term growth, wealth creation, and systems. Business operators think tactically. They focus on daily operations, tasks, and problem solving. You ask yourself which one is you are doing and how much percentage of time you are doing it. You are applying both the mindsets when you are thinking of starting something on your own or you are already doing something on, or maybe you are already committing a certain amount of time for that activity every day. maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever time you can take out for yourself after doing all the other activities to follow your passion. Ask yourself, even if you're putting that 1 hour, how much of that 1 hour you're thinking strategically focusing on long-term growth, wealth creation, and systems, and how much of that time you are thinking tactically focusing on daily operations, tasks, and problem solving. That's the mindset. Second one is role. This role is that a business is the architect of the business. He creates vision, he builds systems, and he sets direction. A business operator, on the other hand, the role of a business operator is the manager of the business. That person ensures processes are followed and work gets done. Processes are followed and the work gets done. Then comes focus. Where are you focusing on? A business owner focuses on scaling profitability, brand building, and sustainability. This is what a business owner does. This is the only area where that person focuses on. While a a business operator focuses on sales, service delivery, managing staff, handling customer issues. Ask yourself what percent of this activity you are doing as a business owner and as a business operator. Actually, if possible, write it down. Like this is a training I offered in an organization last week. It was almost a 4 hour session where we actually did these activities, and it was amazing, mind blowing. So next, come to the next one. This is about time uses, where you are using your time. A business owner on the business, works on the business, on the business, like strategy, automation, partnership, investments. This is what he or she focuses on. On the other hand, a business operator works in the business, like execution, firefighting, day-to-day tasks. That is where that person spends his or her time. Actually, write it down. How much time you work on your business and how much time you work in the business. Then comes decision making. A business owner delegates execution to managers or teams, makes high level strategic decisions. A business operator makes operational decisions, deals with immediate challenges. We know that where what are the decisions you are taking mostly as far as your business is concerned. When you're starting, obviously you will be dealing with both the things, but you need to focus on that eventually your role as a business owner should be 80% and business operator should be 20%, not more than that. Though initially it could be 5% and 95%, but eventually it has to be 80% and 20%, preferably 95% and 5%, just the opposite. Then comes income source. A business owner builds wealth through assets, equity, and passive income streams, while a business operator earns mainly through active involvement and direct profits from operations. It's business operators, they trade their time for making money. They're trading their time for making money. And most of the times, the rate is defined by somebody else. It's not by the person who is doing it. The rate is defined by somebody else. And many times, we label that somebody as market. हम बोलते हैं market में तो आजकल यही rates चल रहा है. Market is a vague term. Market, the word market itself is something like it's a excuse. कि मार्केट में तो यही चल रहा है, आई कैनॉट आस्क फॉर मोर देन दिस. अगर मार्केट में यही चलता तो हर एक का इनकम एक ही जैसा होता, ऐसा तो नहीं. And the last thing is dependency. Sorry, two more things are there. One is dependency. Last but one is dependency. Like business runs without them, and system and teams take over. That's what happens when you're a business owner. The business can run even without you. And systems and teams take over. On the other hand, in case of business operators, the business depends heavily on them. If they step away, things slow down or stop. Now, this dependency वाला clause जो है ना बहुत important है. Like whatever you are going to do as an entrepreneur, if any of them needs a skill which only you have, and it cannot survive without that skill, then it's gone.
Can you repeat the last part?
If you are in a business which needs a certain skill which only you have, like only you have that skill, and you cannot duplicate it or replicate it. So the moment you cannot use that skill, like if the business depends on that skill heavily, then if you are unable to do it, it will like the end result will be you have to step away, and things will slow down or stop. That's what a business operator does. For example, if you're in a job, आपके पास एक skill है, and that skill is only working for your organization, not for you. The moment that skill is not required in your organization, you're out. Things will slow down. Your demand will drop. Demand for the skill will drop. It may even stop. So observe that whether you're acting as a business operator or a business owner. Then comes the last one, which is identity. Identity of a business owner is that of an entrepreneur, an investor, or a leader. लोग हम like उन लोगों को हम वैसे लेबल करते हैं, he's an entrepreneur, he's an investor, he's a leader. And the only identity that a business operator has is that of an employee. It really doesn't matter whether you're self-employed or employed by somebody. So the most important question that you really need to ask today is, are you owning the business or are you operating the business? If you're operating the business, it's not going to survive after some time. If you have a limit, you have a physical limit to operate it, you have an emotional limit to operate it, you have a mental limit to operate it. Now, this is interesting, right?
Yes, yes.
है ना, बहुत interesting है. Now let me share something very interesting beyond this. This is the next thing. You know, this next thing is every business अगर आप ध्यान से देखेंगे, every business, what they sell is fear. Every business is selling some kind of fear. In fact, the bigger the business, it is selling the biggest fear. So if you think yourself beyond a limit where you think that if it is not there, then my life is in trouble, then that company will never lose their business. I'm giving you some examples, like Odomos. What comes to your mind the moment you think of this word Odomos?
Mosquito repellent, right?
Clean. Yeah.
That's its survival. Which brand comes to your mind when you think about the word called Chyawanprash?
Health for the
Dabur.
body.
Dabur.
Dabur, yeah.
Dabur. Why their sales pick up in the winters? Because of love or because of fear?
Sorry, what was the first line?
What picks up the sales of Chyawanprash in winter? Is it the love or is it the fear?
Uh, Fear naturally.
Yeah,
The need.
Fear.
The need. Basically, the need.
yeah, it's a fear.
Fear.
That need itself is a fear. Some people invest their money from savings account into FD. What for?
To get more percentage, or the money remains fixed, you can't pick up.
Is it out of fear or out of love?
Fear,
Fear.
fear.
Yeah, obviously. Like if I keep my money in savings account, I will lose the interest which I will get if I put it in an FD, whatever that amount is. You send your kids to school out of love or out of fear? You choose which profession to study, which which stream of subject, or maybe the choice of stream, choice of profession one should follow after class 12. You choose that out of fear or out of love. Ask yourself honestly. All these IAS coaching centers, NI, NIIT, NEET coaching centers, IIT JEE coaching centers, what they are selling? Are they selling love or they are selling fear? All these mobile operators, are they selling love or they selling fear? They started free, then they added some value. At some point of time, you can even renew for a month for 30 rupees. Now you have to renew for a month, you need to pay 300 rupees. And it happened just in last 5 years. You still recharge, right? For 300 rupees out of love or out of fear. You will be surprised. Most things that you buy is out of fear, not out of love.
It's out of fear of losing only. What I feel.
That's why you find it very difficult to become a business owner. You just love to stay as a business operator only out of fear. Because सैलरी बंद हो जाएगा. सैलरी बंद हो जाए तो मैं ना घर की रहूंगी ना घाट की रहूंगी ना पता नहीं कहाँ करूंगी. That fear, and that's what employers exploit. मेरे को पता है यार, उसके बाद 2% की हाइक दूंगा तो ये रहेगा मेरे पास. He can give you 10% hike, but he won't. Unless he is afraid of you. कि ये बंदा छोड़ देगा तो I will be in trouble. उन्हीं लोगों को हाइक मिलता है जिनसे वो डरते हैं. वो उसी को प्रमोशन देता है जिससे वो डरता है. Always remember this. आप भी अपने काम वाली बाई को इसीलिए उसकी सैलरी बढ़ाती हो जब आपको डर लगता है. वो बोलते हैं अगले महीने से मेरा बढ़ा देना 200 रुपए. And if that person is really doing good job compared to others, whether you like it or not, you will still increase his or her salary out of fear. Now, why I'm asking this question? I'm asking this question to you to ask a very interesting question. What fear are you selling? What fear are you selling? Only that is going to define whether you will be successful in this venture or not, whether you can make more money in this venture or not, whether there could be a competition in this venture or not, whether there's a possibility you will flourish in this venture or not, whether there's a possibility of upskill and upscale yourself to become a better version of yourself in this game or not, in this venture or not. ये सबका जवाब आपको तभी मिलेगा when you are absolutely clear about what fear are you selling. Unless you are clear about your fear that you are selling, you really do not know where you need to upskill and upscale yourself, or where you need to update and upgrade yourself. It's not about doing a course in NLP or doing a course in parenting or doing a course in how to become a coach or doing a course in Canva or doing a course in video editing. They really don't matter. They will matter when you're very clear what fear you are going to sell and how this course is going to help you to sell that. You really need to do a pros and cons before you take a decision whether I should do this course or not. How it's going to help me if I want to sell this fear, and is there a market for the fear or not? That is also important. What fear are you selling? And is it really fearful to some people? If they are, then there will likely, possibly, they will come to you. Otherwise, they won't. You will also think twice, twice, 10 times to ask money. Good. So these are second uh, second breakthrough or second transformation moment. First one is, are you a business operator or business owner? Identify. Second one is, what fear are you selling? Okay. Now I'm sharing the third one. We have some time. So very interesting. I'll squeeze it, and if you really want to know more about it, we can go for a longer discussion. So let me put it very simply right now. Again, it's my way of looking at it. You don't need to agree or disagree. Okay, my only question is, what do you see possible for yourself with these new thoughts, with these new ideas? Okay, that's the only question. So success in any area of life. Success in any area of your life. There are 5 components. Okay. आप मान के चलिए ये किताब का 3 चैप्टर मैं आपको पढ़ के सुना रहा हूँ. तो फर्स्ट आई हैव ऑलरेडी शेयर, second also I have already shared. Now the third chapter. The chapter is success in any area of your life comprises 5 things. The first one is, and that encompasses most of it, is psychology, and it is 80% of 100%. It's 80% psychology. You just got some sense of it, right? The difference between business owner and a business operator. The fear that you are selling. Psychology. अभी तक हमने सिर्फ psychology की ही बातें की. It's 80% psychology. A big chunk of it is psychology. Next 15% is strategies. Strategies of a business owner and strategies of a business operator are different. बिजनेस ओनर का स्ट्रेटेजी है इसको करना है, बिजनेस ऑपरेटर का स्ट्रेटेजी होता है कैसे करना है. How are you selling that fear is the strategy. Okay, psychology हो गया. What fear are you selling? Strategy is how you are selling that fear. I'm not saying that you are going to sell that fear. Everything I'm talking about in present tense, present continuous tense. First person, singular number, present continuous tense. So psychology is what fear are you selling? मतलब उसका मार्केट हैवी या नहीं वो पहले आपको कंफर्म करना पड़ेगा जो डर आप बेच रहे हो. Second thing is, which is 15%, which covers strategies. That how are you selling that fear? Through online sessions, through offline sessions, through personal calling, through social media posting. How are you selling it or marketing it? Again, marketing is 95%, selling is 5%. So when I'm saying selling, I'm talking about both selling and marketing. Comes marketing, let people know what it is all about. Selling is the transaction part. Okay. So this constitutes 15% strategies. And in NLP, a big chunk of it is all about strategies. Your decision strategies, your motivation strategies, your conventional strategies, how you're applying them and how you're applying it for your customers. उनका आइडेंटिफाई करना, तो उनका डिसीजन स्ट्रेटेजी क्या है, उनका मोटिवेशन स्ट्रेटेजी क्या है, उनका कन्विंस स्ट्रेटेजी क्या है, एंड हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू influence those strategies using my language patterns. Milton model language pattern or hypnotic language pattern or sleight of mouth language pattern or reframing language patterns or anchoring language patterns. Okay, so that's all about strategies. 3%. So 80 plus 15 हो गया 95%, बचा 5%. In 5% में से 3% है action. Action is what is your role in selling that fear. Very important. Now your role in selling the fear is going to define whether you are a business operator or a business owner. Like, let me give one example of this. See, I'm into digital marketing business. I'm in this business for almost last 26 years. Digital marketing plus web solutions and all that. Digital marketing is something I'm doing for last 12 years, 12, 13 years. Now, I didn't employ a single marketing person for my business in last 26 years. एक भी नहीं employ किया आज. The only thing which I do as far as marketing is concerned is I ensure that my clients are happy. And they are so happy with me that they don't want to lose me. I ensure that that fear is there inside their mind. And for that, I build strong rapport with them. I build strong connections with them. I help them solving many other problems other than what services that they take from me. Now this NLP has added to it. So I got a new thing now. You know, something that I do is amazing. I'm telling this to you. This is going to I a wonderful thing for all of you. You know, आपके जितने भी clients हैं, prospects हैं, जिनके पास पैसे हैं, the people who are paying you or people who can pay you identify what is their specialty, what is their niche area. Listen to this carefully, what I'm saying. What is their niche area, आप उसको identify करो. And then you send them videos on their niche area on WhatsApp. वीक में एक बार, 15 दिन में एक बार, महीने में एक बार. और उसके साथ खाली एक सेंटेंस लिख लो, जैसे मैं लिखता हूँ, that I think you will find it useful and important for you, or sometimes useful and insightful for you, or sometimes you might find it a new way of looking at things in your business. तो एक छोटा सा लाइन कहीं ना कहीं से एक उसके साथ ऐड कर देता हूँ. Now imagine if I am sending this message to this person once in a month. तो 12 महीने 12 बार मैं उसके साथ कनेक्ट कर रहा हूँ on a good note. I wait for an opportunity to talk to that person after that. या तो वो फोन कर गया तो मैं फोन करूंगा. I wait. मैं देखता हूँ उससे उस मैसेज को उसने रिस्पॉन्ड क्या किया. And once I get that opportunity to connect, I tell them that nowadays I'm also into life coaching and into business coaching. This is something new that I have picked up. What new are you looking at? आप और क्या डाइवर्सिफाई करने का सोच रहे हैं अभी. तो मैंने पहले बता दिया कि मैं आपको डाइवर्सिफाई करने की बात कर रहा हूँ और मैं खुद ऑलरेडी डाइवर्सिफाई हो चुका हूँ एक नई चीज में. आई एम आल्सो ओनली डीलिंग विद सम and I'm liking it. You know, it's really awesome. In fact, if you talk for 10 minutes, you'll know what I'm talking about. पर उसके लिए वेट करना पड़ेगा. You need to wait. कब वो आपको मैसेज का रिस्पॉन्ड करेगा, कुछ लिखेगा, and then you can. So this comes in that action part, the 3% action. That what is your role in selling that fear? So ideally the role should be to connect with that person on that fear and then offer a solution. This is what I have for you. If you're interested, we can discuss and deliver. Or then you can deliver my training for yourself. ये हो गया एक्शन पर, which is 3% action. So 80% psychology, 15% strategies, 3% action, remaining 2%. 1% is mindset. And that mindset is, are you ready now? Very important. Are you ready now? Because you are living your life right now, right? अभी की सांसें तो अभी चल रही है ना, ये तो कल सुबह वाली सांस अभी नहीं ले रहे हो आप. So you really need to ask this question that am I ready now? If your answer is yes, then it's okay. If you're not ready, उसके ऊपर अभी काम करने से कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. It's not going to work for you. You will work out of confusion rather than out of clarity. And if you repeat it for some time, then after some time you'll say that this is not my cup of tea. छोड़ो यार. It doesn't. It's not working for you. You really need to have that mindset, and mindset of a business owner or a business operator. That you need to have right now. Because कल सुबह आते आते वो चेंज हो जाएगा. Last 1%. What is this 1%? This is my question to all of you. 99% I shared, right? 80% psychology, 15% strategy, 3% action, 1% mindset. But are you ready for it now? Remaining 1%. What is that 1%?
Closing, execution and closing. नहीं
वो सब एक्शन में आ जाएगा. वो सब एक्शन में आ जाएगा.
emotional connect.
वो सब साइकोलॉजी में आ जाएगा 80%.
How you are delivering your content plus context, which you are setting it.
That will be also part of activity. Action, that will 3% of your action.
Confidence and leaving it to the other
Psychology,
person.
80% psychology.
Feedback.
फीडबैक तो तब आएगा जब आप करोगे. अभी तो शुरू ही नहीं हुआ.
Testimonial.
टेस्टिमोनियल की फीडबैक ही हो गया. In fact, this is the last question that you must ask. Probably this is the first question you must ask. That 1% is very important because this 1% is going to define that whether remaining 90%, 99% is for you or not. And this 1% is you yourself.
Authenticity.
You yourself. The final question is this for you? That 1% is you yourself. Is this for you? ऐसा नहीं कि कोई और करे आप उसको देख के एक्साइटेड हो गए चलो मैं भी करता हूँ.
I was about to say need.
Yeah. So the last 1% is you. Is this for you? Is this for you? नहीं तो क्या होगा ना आप पूरा 99% मेहनत करेंगे but if it is not for you you are wasting your time, money, effort and attention, everything. Good, I finished it in just 45 minutes. I'm so happy. If you have any questions you can ask me. इसमें actually question कुछ है ही नहीं, you know, it's all about visualizing. Like with all this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself?
A new way of looking whatever I'm doing, whether I'm in operating my business or I'm the owner. And 5 success areas that you have shared, something is missing. So because of that, I'm not reaching to my goals.
Okay. What else?
What fear are you selling? That is
Yes,
my biggest takeaway. Because unless we
absolutely.
are not clear
Yes.
about it,
Absolutely. Absolutely. This was, I was waiting for from one of you to hear this question, this point.
Yes.
What fear are you selling?
Selling.
And also observe when somebody is trying to sell you something, what fear they are selling. वो आपका कौन सा डर को बेच रहा है. So unless you are very clear about that, whatever you are doing, you are probably wasting your time. Whatever fear you are selling, उसका मार्केट पोटेंशियल क्या है देख लो. अभी तो आपके पास चैट जीपीटी है, उसको भी पूछ सकते हैं. This is the fear I want to sell. What is the market potential? Who could be the right audience for it?
I am selling, pass it on before you pass on. Don't take it in your graveyard.
Data. All right. So let's close the session. I'll share the recordings. Rajeshwari will share the recordings. And if you have any questions, you can call me anytime. I would love to answer your questions. So this is something which I am working on for last 3-4 months, and the new version of Indian Clean Action Program which I am going to launch, I'm working on these lines only. It will be more of real time, real life fear that you and I am part of. On all our buying decisions, in fact, 99% of our buying decisions are out of fear. Fear of losing something.
if you can just tell more about 15% strategies.
Strategies are something all about the actions that you're designing to run that business,
Mhm.
to run that activity.
Today I was just thinking, thank God, no, no, not my single client is attending this session. Oh God, I mean, this session is specifically for the business owners or the coaches. Please, state this before taking the session, because if my clients bump into it, no, तब तो गई आपकी बात लग
This,
गई.
this
On a
is for
lighter note.
everybody. This is for everybody, Somita. This is for everybody.
I understand.
It is not specifically for people who want to become
Because,
coaches.
yeah. Because when you
For everybody.
say how this course will help you to safeguard yourself, definitely that human element comes into picture, that gives the weightage to your course. If it is
Absolutely.
really required, then definitely you will take that course.
In many of my one-on-one sessions, I ask people which fear you are buying. कौन सा डर को खरीदने के लिए आप इतना बेचैन हैं? कुछ लोगों के लिए डर है डिप्रेशन. आई वांट टू बाय डिप्रेशन. मतलब जब मैं लोगों को अपनी डिप्रेशन के बारे में बताऊं, लोग वो करे, दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट टू बाय. Instead of somebody saying, okay, say the same story, don't use the word depression. देखो क्या हो. All right, good session.
Absolutely.
Write something about the session in the group.
Yes,
Not for me, but for you.
definitely.
Okay. Let's close the session. Thank you so much once again for giving me this time and opportunity to share. And I'm
Thank you.
always available on Fridays if there is no speaker. I always have something to share. Many
Thank
of
you, sir.
the things which I love to share is already I'm already doing those training sessions. at different corporate level, business levels. And these are all new ways of looking at things.
See, like just before starting the session, I was just, I don't know whether this book is the book about fear only. My title of the topic was fear only, and how beautifully I just read one part and the fear reframe thing. I was about to read it. I said, this sounds very interesting. So I was reading the fear, and that's what beautifully you said it. Yeah.
You
Thank you so
know,
much.
my wife says that you must have sessions on selling book writing ideas. People should pay you. So this is one idea on which one of you can write a book. What fear are you selling? Now you can write this book for coaches, or you can buy a book, write a book. What fear are you buying? This can be for anybody. You can listen to the recording. You will find a lot of ideas to write a book. बुक का टाइटल ही ऐसा होगा, शिवाजी तो अभी पूछ जाएगी, बोलेगी कोई भी लिखने के लिए तैयार है तो बोलो, मैं छापने के लिए तैयार हूँ. This is actually a very powerful concept. This paper, if you can actually do some research and write a book, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a bestseller. Nobody can stop. I promise you. You can write 2 books. What fear are you buying and what fear are you selling? You will become an international best-selling author. I promise you. करके देखो. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good
Thank you,
night. Yeah,
everyone, for joining.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Rajesh.
Thank you, Rajeshwari.